So I guess I want to talk about a little bit on microeconomics and macroeconomics, right? And how I think about what truthfully I see as my predecessors, my teachers, yeah, my teachers, the ones that literally like steered us in a great direction, and now we're here. So what is there to do, you know? And that's where micro and macro economics both come into place, because I'll link a video I was watching, because they were having a good conversation, and I do agree. I hope to see a bloodbath, hyperbole, in regards to the market and these CEOs, because my thing about it is like, yeah, we shouldn't even change these CEOs. They're not allowed to go nowhere. You stay put, young man, and you fix this. That is the show. That is the show. That is the view count. That's the view count. Keep them in place. Make them run like ponies. I love betting on the ponies. I would not bet on dogs. No, I'm just joking. But in all honesty, I really do like seeing the dogs race a lot more than I do the horses. But getting back into CEOs, Bloodbath 2023 is a CEO's job, and their mentality is to have a macro economic state of mind. However, in the business world, especially, it's so testosterone driven that everybody else down the line no, that's not even the word predecessors, because that's after, right? I forgot. Anyways, the ones that came before me, right? Sorry, I've been dead brain dumb for like I don't know how long, y'all. Like, this is my social project for me to redevelop my communication skills, my editing skills, my typing skills, definitely my grammar, because I got a comment in regards to my grammar. It's like, that is the longest run-on sentence I ever. Yeah, I know. And I'm all like, yeah, that's why I am, I don't know, I forgot what I said. I was just like, add something, you are correct. However, I, as your president, will fight for education, because as you could see, I am in desperate need of some grammar. You know, that's how bad the education system has failed us. And not really, not all bad, and it's not all that bad. However, it's just the changing of language and the way we communicate is happening. And it's okay to teach the basis of it all, but visually, again, that's why I've been so on it. Visual therapy, I forget what it's called. Like, I've really been yeah. Anyways, but macro economics, that's the CEO's mentality, and everybody underneath them really has to focus on keeping a micro mentality because that's their job. But everybody's always like looking up at the top because nobody's ever satisfied with what they have, because yet again, the way the system is, right, like per se a CEO's job becomes lazy looking, and that's, I think, what Wall Street has lost, is that real G like CEO. And, no dismissive, because these people like made it through the loops of education, especially in regards to like economics, and yeah, take a deep class into that and see what type of freaking numerical magic those people like. Man, talk about formulas. And the thing about like formulas, right, in mathematics, like, again, I'm not the best of everything, but give me a formula and give me the numbers and just show me how to apply them, and I'll plug them in where they need to go, right? Because that's the beauty about a formula, is that you just take numbers from this and then put them here, 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 and here, and then you just do the math behind it, right? But yeah, we have to really get out of that keyword right now, macroeconomics. I mean, it sounds so great, like, to think of it, everything as a whole, but being like somebody that's informing people, you shouldn't, especially like the media and stuff, they shouldn't really be focusing on macroeconomics. They should really be focusing into the microeconomics of things. That's why I'm like hashtag hood economics, because that's their job. To go nitpick everything and everything. And if you don't like it, too bad. But hey, respect people's privacy too. You can't just be like a sniper with like a lens that could like see from here to the moon, or like flying a drone over somebody's house. Like, drones should not be for, like, I'm sorry, drones should only be done through commercial use with licensing and nothing after that. Like, drones are not meant for the public. The public's too creepy. Like, thus drones to me belong under the category of creepy tech. If you want to go around and fly a drone for like your YouTube videos and aerials and all that stuff, that's cool, but you're still gonna have to apply for like a commercial license in regards to the drone. But keep in mind, I wouldn't be selling you a shitty ass drone. I would regulate it that like these will be, some good drones. I'm just saying the technology is too good, too powerful to just, especially when it comes to surveillance. Like, if you're able to zoom in, zoom out, like with the drone and stuff like that, that's surveillance, and it shouldn't be placed in like law enforcement hands. But yet again, look how they abuse, right? So we have to speak about overreaching and stuff like that, because I'm preaching all about how, well, take a look into that case. It's referenced in the community tab, right, in regards to the drone surveillance's house, and it was supposed to be a sting, like a bust. And so they're watching this crib, and so they're watching it, and they're there to watch. criminal activity. However, within that case, and I'll try to link it on the thing too, on the description, but on the case itself, they were talking about infrared and how, if you know infrared, it's basically, if you ever seen the movie Predator, there you go, that's what infrared is. And so I have a pic to, like, the court said, like, no, like, it's all good, it's no overreach. And I'm just like, yeah, it is, because they're there to check for criminal activity, visual criminal activity, not, that's invasive, that's overreach to me when you're able to, like, totally, like, Superman that shit and see right through the window. Like, it's not like looking through the window, an open window, it's literally looking through your walls, through a solid barrier, like, inside your home. And shouldn't everybody, like, are we not entitled to feel safe? And, should have been applicable to that. And even then, so I would still argue that someone's internal temperature, which, it's a vital to me, it's medical information to the body, to the anatomy. And so I would sit there and I would just argue seriously that, yeah, it's overreach due to the fact that not only are you piercing through somebody's walls, which, like, yeah, you should be, safe and confined within your own homes, may you be doing whatever the hell you're doing inside your home, but if people are coming in and out your crib and, like, detectives, you know what I mean, they'll let them come in and go out your house, and then they'll go follow, and then, they'll see, oh shit, they're sparking up a blunt, and it's illegal here, or oh shit, they're, like, putting it inside a crack pipe or something, and so that's how they assess that, yeah, you're doing something illegal in there, because, like, why is it that, like, we've been watching this other fool and, like, he's been cool all day, and, like, we got him tapped and we hear him wanting to get drugs from you. Like, that's cool within bounds, because that's telecommunications, but overreach on the infrared, especially due to the fact in regards to the HEPA law. And I really truly believe that your body temperature, which is the main reason that the infrared would work at any basis of it all, should be protected under the HEPA law, because it is your vital, it is your body, it is your health, it's information that's between you and your doctor, not between you and overreaching law enforcement with high tech. And that's how we get into the binds of, public affairs in regards to civil matters, and how we have these civil servants totally getting kicked in the face because of allowed overreach, basically, because it does empower them to think that they could push their limits. Especially when it comes to investigations, we really do have to stray away from allowing police officers or any investigators to be able to lie to you, to coerce you into admission. That's not fair. That, to me, will always fall under entrapment. Because I've, at least to the point where, and that's Miranda rights, right? It's the whole point of it. So yes, you did catch somebody in admittance with false testimony on your behalf, like false evidence. That's why everybody is entitled to a lawyer, right? For a public defender. But then we know how that's all structured. And then yet again, we sit here and we're like, just to make everybody's job easy, we're just gonna collude with each other. The whole system has gone stagnant. And that's the very sad part about things. Overreach is crazy. And and that's the whole thing about right now with tech, is I just think it's a big old overreach on user identification, user information. How many silos are not out there with our information just being cruised by a hacker? And that's the thing about hackers and white crimes, right? White collar crimes. It always helps the system, like, better control you. Like, that's not right. Like, oh shit, we'll cut you a deal if you tell us how you did it. I'm sorry, did you just blackmail him? Because that's what I just witnessed. You blackmailed this fool into telling you what he did. You don't even understand the crime itself, the complexity of the crime. So the best option that you have is to blackmail him into telling you, like, that's why you should have just taken your lawyer and you should have been like, take the hit, babe. And even thus, you don't sit there and you give him you give him the ingredients, but you don't give him, like, the how to, you don't tell them the measurements. That's what I would always say. Like, I mean, if I was that much of a, like, talented hack, like, if I understood the manipulation of computation that way, I so would do it. But that's programming. Like, I'm more into hardware and how things interconnect. And I'll leave the insides, the guts of the matter, to the professionals, good or bad, but within law, it's our job to, like, catch the bad guys, but yet again, not take something a bad guy did and then use it and refine it to become the bad guy, because that's what's happened. And I just think that's blackmail. Straight up, that's blackmail. Just because you don't understand the complexity of the crime, but there was a crime intended because of property, right? Just like that Moore for V whatever. You know what I mean? Like, what is money? Like, it's a property, fool. It's property. But yet again, like I was saying, like, if it's under contract, yet again, something to talk to the Supreme Court about. I would love one of these days to sit there and, like, have conversation with these, like, people, because law is really philosophy and ethics. But then you pull it out of the world of philosophy and ethics, and you just really abide by the ethics of the precedents, like what's already there, without causing a big disruption to, like, the social experiment. And I believe that's what happens when you go to these courts, especially the Supreme Courts, the state Supreme Courts, and then awfully the Supreme Court, like, when you go there to set hands back and not have progressive, like, growing arguments, then the court shouldn't even be bothered. Because by all accounts, like, you're asking me to basically revert on what's already set in place for your benefit, for your own man, Drea. I think the HIPAA law itself protects you for like property of oneself. Of your person. Not even that. Like, I mean, we've gone and tested that in the psychological effects of a drone state, especially in Afghanistan and Iraq, right? And now it's being done to the Russian people, especially on the border. Crazy. What a waste of time. What a waste of these judges' time, these honorables' time. And that's the problem, especially with judges too. It's like that whole macro thought of everything all together. Like, and nobody's willing to tell them, like, on the side of the micro aspects of things. It's like, no, judge, I think you're totally wrong on this. It's just come with them. But yet again, they won't change their perspective on it or their interpretations one way or the other, because it's a political game. Like, it's all political, and y'all wonder why there's no balance, because we the people keep dividing. Well, I play no part in that aspect, but division. And the more V whatever is supreme, I say gerrymander all you want within your state. And if your state supreme allows you to get with it, then as on them, that's within your own state, like your own constituents or whatever, your own people. That's on you, bro. You know what I mean? But that's what I believe the Supreme Court should be worried more about, and is drafting a universal constitution, or how to, because there's already enough not only bias but like political bull in regards to the U.S. court system and the federal court system. I don't know. I guess I'll brush up on my law a little bit more, and we could start talking more about Well, I could start using more like freaking lawyer lingo, I guess. Wordings. But at the end of the day, I like being more relatable on the common sense of like something that we better understand each other. Nothing like sleight of hand. But I go fuck off now.